YouTube, what's going on with y'all, man? Look, the main differences from New Zealand and America. Now this girl came and hit me in my DM, man. Her name is Kiwi Girl, and she asked me, she said she moving to Texas in about 2 to 3 months, and she asked me, what do I think the main cultural shocks would be for her coming from New Zealand? Now, before this video started, I really thought about it. What would be the main culture shock for somebody moving from over there to the States? And I think the main thing would probably be the fact that everything is far away. Everything is further away than it is over there, man. Like, you can drive 2 hours and still be in the same city. And especially in these big cities, man, a lot of stuff be spread out and whatnot, bro. So you're gonna need a car for real. It seems like in the States, you really do need a car. Unless you live in the city specifically only, you don't plan on going far out. But typically you're gonna need a car, bro. You're gonna need a car for sure. Unless you in New York or something like that, you're gonna need a car. That's probably the biggest culture shock. Now, the main differences I noticed living in New Zealand and America, we're gonna start it off with the females, man. We're gonna start it off with the females, with the females. Matter of fact, before that, I'm gonna say this, living in New Zealand, for the days that I was there for 12 days. I felt so much safer. Just that right there has so many other benefits and byproducts and side effects and domino effects, bro. Feeling safer in general, it does so much else that you can't even really point your finger on, man. It's like unspoken things that benefit from you feeling safer in general. So with that comes along not feeling the environment around you. It just feels more calm, more quiet, and just less stressful, man. The air is more clean, man. I like it over there, bro. Now let's get to these differences. The main biggest difference when it comes to the females from New Zealand and the females in America is, in New Zealand, you don't really see too many dimes walking around like that. You don't see too many what you would call baddies walking around like that. You don't see too many really like super fine women. You don't take that for granted if you in the States, bro. You're gonna see that a lot in the States. As soon as I came back, my first day in the States, I went to the park to go for a 2-mile run, and I seen like more women just walking around that looked super good than I did my whole time in New Zealand. Not to say there is no beautiful women in New Zealand, because on the other hand of that, over here in America, you will see a lot more fake bodies over here too. In New Zealand, you do not see a lot of fake bodies. You don't see, at least I didn't see a lot of fake bodies, and I didn't see a lot of crazy makeup. I didn't see a lot of fake wigs and whatnot. It's probably over there, but walking around, I didn't really just see somebody with like an outlandish purple wig, green or purple blue wig, just walking around the store. As soon as I came back to the States, I seen a lot of wigs, you know, down to the calves and whatnot, stuff like that. You don't see that over there in New Zealand. So from when I was over there in New Zealand, I could catch a vibe that most of the girls over there, not saying that they not no bops over there, but it is more common that you probably will find somebody that's down to earth and genuine over there for sure than it is over here. I noticed that for sure. Even just when I was just a couple warehouse employees, a couple warehouses like what you would call they Walmart over here, but it's pretty much a Walmart. A couple warehouse employees, they was pretty like cute, you know, like you don't really see too much of 9 out of 10s, but they make up for it in the other ways, bro, that I personally value, man. Like just the down to earth, the genuineness, the personalities and stuff, man. Also, when it comes to the females over there as well, the New Zealand accent, bro. If you don't know what the New Zealand accent is, don't Google it. Go there for yourself, talk to some Kiwi girls or whatever, listen to them yourself, bro. The New Zealand accent, I think it's rated the #1 most beautiful accent in the world. I get it now, at least on the females. I think the guys, if you have a New Zealand accent, not across the board, but for the guys that has a New Zealand accent, you can sound softer. I noticed like you can sound more sweet depending on how you use the accent, depending on the tone and everything. I have seen the accent and I'm like, damn, I couldn't take bro serious if he was to get mad because of that accent. And then if you got the accent, they're like, okay, you know, still a man and whatnot. So that's one thing, that's the main difference between the females. You're gonna find probably more surface level in America, more genuine down to earth in New Zealand. To each his own. Another thing is, one thing I noticed in New Zealand, man, they have a lot of bike lanes over there, man. Okay, I'm gonna say one thing. You gonna get a vibe that whoever is running things over there, they care for the people more than you realize in the States. And a couple of those things that highlight that is the fact that there's a lot of bike lanes over there. So you know, people who's actually walking, who doesn't have a car, they actually have places to, you know, travel on. I seen a bike lane on the highway, bro. I seen a bike lane on the highway. I see a sidewalk almost everywhere over there. In the States, bro, even growing up, a lot of places, this gym that's by me that I'm about to go to, it's no sidewalk over here, bro. It's a lot of places in the States where there's no sidewalk. People just walking. You walking right next to a whole bunch of cars riding past you. No F's given for real, bro. So I noticed that. Another thing that I noticed that, you know, they might care more about the people is when it comes to their food and stuff, they disqualify a lot of ingredients that's allowed to be over here in the States. Like a lot of foods that are carcinogenic. I don't even know if I'm using that, if that's how you say it, but carcinogens is like things that cause cancer. So we have a lot of ingredients in our food that's other countries they ban, but in the States it's allowed. Capitalism, I don't know. And in food and snacks and cereal boxes, they are not excuses when I know it's probably a lot of wind, bro. The colors that you see on the snacks, you might see Skittles, some fruit snacks, whatever it may be, even a Fruit Loops box. They are more bland. It's more bland, but that's a better thing because they don't have the artificial dyes, man. A lot of the reasons why our snacks over here, it pops so bright is because they have this artificial dyes in it that's bad for the body, man. Even the boxes is not as bright with the marketing and whatnot, man. But speaking of colors, another thing and then to stay on the food though, the food that I have tasted tastes more real. Like I had an egg from, you know, an actual chicken that just hatched this egg like yesterday or 2 days ago. I have had an egg and it tasted like a real egg, bro. Like I can't even explain it. It just tastes a little bit different. The chocolate over there, different, bro. Peanut slabs, the Whitakers, the chocolate, crazy. The differences, the food, like the fruit that I have gotten over there is much smaller. I got an apple over there in New Zealand because I really pay attention too. Even on their apple bags, it doesn't have like super small fine print. I just noticed the little things, like the fruit is way smaller, the apples is way smaller, more seeds in the apples. You will be able to find healthier options, more common just in gas stations. They have a lot of healthy options. I drive these trucks, I go to a lot of gas stations, a lot of truck stops. You're not gonna see that many healthy options, bro. It's some out here, it's rare, but for the most part, once again, that's what I'm saying, it's like people don't, like, it's all about really money for real. And you can tell it's less manipulation over there when it comes to trying to understand what you're putting in your body. Every time I went over there to pick something up, I'm looking at the ingredients. The ingredients might say X, Y, and Z, and then they literally will say nothing else, or it might say that's it. Like they not playing no games. Like they know other places might be playing games, but here it's like we not playing no games. This is what's in the food, no manipulation. It feels like whoever's making decisions just care about the, you know, humanity of the people more than the states do. Another thing is the big cities, it doesn't feel like you are around it doesn't feel like a big city. The big city feels like almost a big city. It feels like it's almost there. You never really get that big city vibe. I was talking to a guy over there. He said he grew up in Rewa. So shout out to bro. He was showing me around Rewa and whatnot, showing me where they shot their music videos and stuff like that. I don't know if you want me to say your name on here, but he was telling me how growing up he used to look at Queen Street. Queen Street is like they main street. It's one of their main streets in Auckland, and that's their main city. Auckland and Wellington, that's like their biggest cities. Now he was saying how growing up he used to think Queen Street was like, you know, Manhattan. He thought it was just crazy, but then as he got older, he realized mentally it was a small mind, because it's not, bro. It's not that crazy. I think the biggest city over there has maybe only no more than 1.2 million, bro. The city I'm in now has over, like, I think 8 times that, bro. So that's crazy. That's crazy. So with that being said, the whole time I'm driving through New Zealand, I drove from Auckland to Wellington. That's probably like 6 hours, all in the North Island. That's probably driving from the North Island, the top of the North Island, to the bottom of the North Island. And that, the best views I ever seen in my life, man. Genuinely the best views I ever seen in my life. And I drive these trucks, so I done been to a lot of states over here. New Jersey, Wyoming, Denver, Colorado, know, Texas, a lot of states, man, LA, and I've seen some nice views over here, but New Zealand, it just hit different. Now, another difference I noticed is the colors on the grass and whatnot, a lot more vibrant, man. It's a lot more green. The green is just hitting so much more green, man. It's just more vibrant, man. The saturation is turned up over there. I don't know why. Another thing though, the colors of a lot of buildings over there is more bright colors. Like in America, you're gonna see a lot of dull. It's gonna be a lot of dull. Even the colors you do see, you're gonna see a lot of yellow and red. A lot of yellow and red for a lot of fast food spots, a lot of stores. You're gonna see a lot of liquor stores, red and whatnot. You're gonna see a lot of yellow and red. Green here and there. You might see Subway, Whole Foods, or Sprout, stuff like that. You're gonna see maybe a little blue for like Kroger and Meijer. But you're gonna see a lot of red and yellow, a lot of red, period. And you don't see that much purple, yellow, you know, the colors that make you feel good. I noticed over there, at least in Tauranga, when I was over there, this is where I noticed it. This is where I woke up to. I don't know if it's the whole country like that, but at least where I was at, the colors over there, the buildings, man, very nice colors. Almost like, imagine a preschool room or something, a preschool hallway. Just a bright yellow building right here, burgundy building right here, baby blue building, another baby blue building, green color right here. Just these feel good colors, bro. You know, colors affect your mood, it affects your environment, it affects a lot of things about you, bro. Colors can manipulate you as well, man. These companies know that though. So a lot of them bright colors, you notice that even a light pole sometimes will be painted baby blue. Now we might have that in the States, but I haven't been to too many beaches over here to know. I feel like Long Beach might have stuff like that, like they light poles might be painted a different color and whatnot. I don't know. But another difference I noticed, okay, another thing too. So when you living in New Zealand, it's so much, you get reminded so much of Maori that it doesn't feel like it's strictly owned by, you know, white people and whatnot, bro. And that's heavy for sure. Everywhere you go, you get reminded of Maori. So like the vibe and whatnot, the essence, it just feels a little bit different. And I can tell from being over there that it seems like they slowly trying to, you know, change all of that pronunciation from Maori to English and whatnot, man. Use more English words, kind of just completely colonize the area. I can see that happening and whatnot, but it's definitely you get reminded that is you in the Maori land every day. You're gonna remember that every day and whatnot. So that's definitely a major difference. You feel that culture all around. Now another thing that I personally value, I notice is different, is that they got this store called Pack and Save, man. Pack and Save is probably like another supermarket. Now this Pack and Save, I've been to a Pack and Save, and on the Pack and Save wall, it says something like, everything in here is locally owned. So, and this Pack and Save building that is, I noticed at least, is in all the cities I went to. I was in Auckland, Wellington, Rotorua, and Tauranga, man. I was in 4 different cities, and I noticed that they got this locally owned, they got this supermarket that everything is locally owned. I noticed they got that in all the cities and whatnot, man. And it wasn't too far from me ever. So that's another thing I like too, and that I value, is that they have these options in here that are locally owned, and it's always a place close to you. Like, you can really just trust what you eating over there, bro. Out here with these trucks, man, I be having to go to a lot of Walmarts and stuff like that. You know that's not locally owned, bro. Most of that stuff be from China, all type of stuff, man. Taiwan, you don't know what the food really be. A lot of stuff we eat, bro, it's just different chemicals put together, and we call it food, bro, really. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, now, not to say that Americans don't care about certain things, or that people not walking around confident who they are. Not saying that, but I will say this. People over there seem to really not care for real. Like, it don't feel as judgmental over there. It doesn't feel so judgmental over there, man. Like, you see a lot of people really just wearing whatever they want to wear and just not caring. Even me walking around and whatnot, I notice I could just wear whatever. People really just don't care. And it's kind of like, I ain't gonna say it's not like that over here in the States too, but it's definitely not so judgmental, man. I seen one guy walking around with a dinosaur onesie on, man, and he had a leather jacket over the onesie, and I think he had no socks and shoes on. And he was walking around just with a straight face, like he didn't have on what he had on. You see what I'm saying? Like over there, it's a lot less judgmental over there, man. I noticed as well, a lot of the older people, especially when you need help, they tend to help you and stuff, man. A lot of people don't mind. It's more of a, you find more friendly people. Now, obviously you got the other end of that too. That's everywhere you go, but it's more common you will meet more friendly people over there that's willing to help you, willing to. And it's crazy I say that because since I came back to the States, I noticed a lot of strangers over here have been helping me too. So since being over there in New Zealand, it did make me look at where I'm from with a different perspective too. Like, I appreciate this place more, and I also see it for what it really is more too, because I see how other people, you don't have to live this way, you can choose to live this other way. It's a whole nother, you know, it's a whole nother group of people in a different country operating in a different way. So it's really just wherever you choose to stay. So that's pretty much the differences that I noticed. Let me see if I forgot anything on my phone though, hold on. In case I didn't mention, I also wrote down, it doesn't feel like you all over on top of each other over there, man. It feel like you kind of got space and whatnot. You don't feel just completely crowded over there. Also, I flew Air New Zealand. Air New Zealand has a great way of running things. I like Air New Zealand and stuff. But pretty much, I enjoy my time over there, man. People been asking me, do I feel like New Zealand was it let down? Did it exceed my expectations? I'ma say like this. Out of 1 through 10, I rate my experience a 12, bro, and I was only there for 12 days. When I go back over there, I will be over there for a much longer time, so I could really soak in New Zealand, man, and really just be over there. I like it, I appreciate it. For y'all that live over there, don't take that place for granted. And from me being in the States, I'm gonna remind myself not to take this place for granted too, because a lot of people do look at the States, and you know, they probably look at it the same way I'm looking at New Zealand, but just flipped and whatnot, bro. But I'm going though, y'all. Much love, New Zealand. Appreciate y'all for showing me love, you know, just accepting me and whatnot, man, making me feel comfortable in things. People over there showing love, dropping things off on me. Even this chain I got on is from, you know, somebody over there in New Zealand and whatnot, man. Y'all just been showing love for a while, bro. So appreciate it, man. I'm gone. Let's get it. 2 a.m. Come on, man.